We've reached the All-Star break in the NHL. We're past the midway point of the season. We're past the halfway point. But the All-Star break is kind of the demarcation line, right? When everyone sort of takes stock. So the professional hockey writers have done their mid-season picks for the awards. And we're going to do ours now, okay?
Sure.
Let's do ours. So let's start with the Calder Trophy, Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
I think unanimous, right? Elias Pettersson of Vancouver?
Slam dunk.
You know what, Gord? I might even go to a step further. If Vancouver somehow gets into the playoffs, because if you watch Vancouver play and win a game, Pettersson got a goal and 2 assists.
Yeah. Pettersson and Markstrom are, to me, Vancouver.
You're saying an MVP candidate.
Well, I'm saying the Calder for the Rookie of the Year is Pettersson slam dunk. But if he keeps it going, he might just slither into... This guy is that good in helping his team get into the play.
Sure.
Everybody's big on getting into the playoffs. He might just kind of slide in and be an outside guy for the Hart.
Yeah.
So he's a slam dunk.
Yeah, now the question: for me, Rasmus Dahlin is second in Buffalo.
See, yeah.
Man, I watch him and I'm like, I'm just waiting for the wow factor. I know it's kind of...
He's just steady, and he's getting better. I like the Heiskanen kid.
So I was going to say,
is it Heiskanen or Heiskanen? How are we pronouncing it?
Heiskanen. He skates like Niedermayer. He skates like Scott Niedermayer.
He's such a good player. But to me, it's such a it's a one, and then 4 other guys come in a distant 2.
So here's
Pettersson's one by a landslide for me.
Do you notice what we're talking about here? So we've got Elias Pettersson, Rasmus Dahlin, Miro Heiskanen.
Yeah.
3 Europeans.
Nobody from Canada.
The first Canadian drafted last year in the draft was Barrett Hayton, went 5th overall.
Yeah.
Bob McKenzie's midseason rankings are out. Looks like 4th or 5th for the first Canadian this year.
I saw that.
I don't know if it's time to, but because there's still lots of good Canadian players, but all of a sudden when we're talking about the best young players in the league,
they're not from Canada. Dubois went 3. What was that? A couple years ago. Last year.
Well, this past year was Barrett Hayton. 2018 was Barrett Hayton, went 5th overall. He's the first Canadian.
So, like I say, it's you're right. There's no Jack Hughes isn't from Kingston. You know, it's. I don't think it's summit time, but
Jeff, you were at the World Junior. What'd you think?
I don't know. It's so competitive, and every country is trying to be. Like, the one drastic thing I found is the United States, how their hockey program or
their national team development program in Ann Arbor,
when kind of we were growing up, it was like, oh, they're the U.S. They kind of really don't care about hockey, and
a buddy of mine
they care, and they're into it. They have the development program, and
believe me,
that's the biggest change.
They're doing really good work down there. Like, when
I played in the World Juniors, it was like the U.S. It's like, okay, they're a bunch of snot-nosed guys from the U.S.
The college guys and the junior guys would always fight.
Yeah, they didn't get along and blah, blah, blah.
Literally fought. They literally had a fight in the dressing room.
Yeah, so it was like, we don't really have to work. But now it's...
Well, that program is strengthened. They've put money into it. I know one of the guys who oversees the goaltending development, Phil O'Sayer, and they've done a hell of a job down there, but they have resources. Like, that's the thing. Yeah. What they did is they pumped some money into it and started to really focus on player development, and they've done a very good job. But as have other countries as well.
Yeah, but Gord, you go to the first game, they win 14-0. You're like, this is kind of Canada dominance, and then every other game was like, they're not that much better than everybody else. No. Not even close.
Okay, so you talk about goaltending, Jamie. The Vezina Trophy. The hockey writers picked John Gibson in Anaheim. Pretty tough to argue with that, isn't it?
It is, but I like the Flower. Like, what has the Flower done like, I know Vegas has a good team, but the Flower last year should have been in the Vezina finalist, but he didn't play enough. I think he played 49 or just over 50, right? And then this year, he's been brilliant. Yeah, they had a slow start, but I think Gibson is full deserving to be in that conversation. I think Frederik Andersen's full deserving to be in that conversation. But I also think Marc-Andre Fleury. Yeah. Like, you don't want to sometimes, I know, and I liked this pick as far as John Gibson being there, because in the past it's always been the guy with the best numbers or who has the most wins. But to me, people are digging in a little bit more and realizing that Anaheim hasn't been that great. And their goaltender is the only reason why they're hovering in that playoff spot or around that playoff spot. I like Gibson, but I'm not sleeping on the Flower. And if Frederik Andersen has himself a stretch here, who knows? I mean, people will point at the team, but it doesn't matter. That's the team he plays on. And if Gibson falls off of a cliff down the stretch, you're going to see the Flower. You're going to see Frederik Andersen. And I like all three choices, but if I was choosing today, it's the Flower for me, but Gibson very close and Frederik Andersen close.
I'm going to go Flower, too, with Frederik Andersen kind of right underneath Gord. I think that, Vasilevsky missed some time. I think, who's your buddy there in Tampa?
Andre Vasilevsky, Louis Domingue?
Louis Domingue kind of. He did an unbelievable job.
He did do well.
He went like 15-2 or something.
So when the backup has similar numbers to the starter, you kind of go, how much of this is the team? How much of this is the team?
But that's, you're right.
All right. The trophy I don't like.
Well, who's your pick for the Vezina?
Gibson.
He said Gibson.
Okay.
Yeah.
The two trophies I don't like, the Lady Byng and the Selke. I don't like the Selke Trophy. Well, I hate the fact that the awards are named for owners all the time. But anyway, the Frank Selke Trophy goes to the.
Well, what I don't like about the Selke, Gord, is they have a guy in mind. Datsuk every year, he could literally not even get put on the ice.
Right.
Datsuk, Selke.
Well,
Bergeron's that guy now.
Yeah.
No matter what he does, he gets nominated.
He's been a finalist for 7 straight years.
But here's a guy that,
regardless,
I think
Barkov's my guy. We got to speed it up. Barkov's my guy.
Mark Stone is my guy.
Okay.
I really like him, and I mean, I'm biased because I do the Ottawa games all the time, but he's a hell of a player, two-way.
Okay.
Speed her up, boys.
Sorry, Jack. I'll drive the bus.
Okay, we got to speed her up.
We've been over this before.
Why?
Jack Adams, Coach of the Year.
I'm going with John Cooper. I think too many times.
I agree with you. Totally agree with you.
Dominance is just looked over, and it's like, let's look for a little sub-story here, and let's find a
who is
guy
supposed to be bad and is good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's like, stop it. They're the best team in the league.
Yeah.
They're beating everybody up every night. John Cooper is a slam dunk for Coach of the Year.
I love him. Billy Peters, too, for me. Like that, nobody expected Calgary to be second in the National Hockey League. He's coached that team.
Here's the one thing I do when I vote for the Jack Adams. I discount guys in their first year with their team.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Oh, they love that one, Gord, though. They're like, new story, new thing.
Right, but that's the easiest year to coach a team in your first year. What Cooper's doing in Tampa, he's been there a long time with those guys.
No kidding.
That to me, like he's.
Put it this way: Billy Peters is coaching a team that the starter's not Mike Smith, and James Neal has 5 goals.
Yeah.
And that team is second in the National Hockey
League. But
John
Cooper lost his goaltender.
I get it. John Cooper would be my vote, but I'm saying a close 1A for me is Billy Peters.
Jack, the Norris Trophy for the top defenseman.
I'm Giordano.
That's who the writers picked.
Yeah, I'm Morgan Riley. I think that sometimes you ignore. I mean, the first 25 games of the year, he was leading almost the league in points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not just defensemen, the league. And it's like there's a slow dip, and all of a sudden everybody forgets that. And
yeah, he could win. I mean,
I honestly think that for some reason people think that a guy from the Toronto Maple Leafs, they just never. We're not voting for that guy. So I'm going to stand up for Riley. Gio is obviously a great pick too.
Brent Burns.
Yeah, well, all three of them. I mean, there's no bad pick in
Can't
those
go wrong.
MVP. Hart Trophy. Kucherov was the writer's.
I don't disagree. I think McDavid can be there. I think McDavid is the most valuable player to his team. Evident of where the Edmonton Oilers are.
What if they don't make the playoffs?
He'll lose again, and I'm going Kucherov again because same as the coach.
Yeah.
So good, they just get overlooked. It's like, look at the points, look at the point totals. I'm going Kucherov.
I'm a goals guy more than a points guy. Johnny Gaudreau for me.
Yeah, Johnny's been great.
Johnny Gaudreau has been terrific for Calgary.
Yeah, he has been. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. There's some great picks out there. I just, I don't think there's a wrong answer. Kucherov is it's the safe one. When you start thinking outside the box and doing exactly what everyone wants, that's where you start to stray.